Loyalty without reciprocity eventually becomes self destructive. Let me expound. Loyalty is usually described as a virtue because it reflects consistency, commitment, and character. It simply says, I will remain present even when things are inconvenient. In healthy relationships, such as friendships, family, business, romance, that kind of steadiness creates trust. But loyalty only remains healthy when it exists alongside reciprocity, respect, and accountability. Without those, without those things, loyalty can quietly mutate into something harmful. A person may begin by staying out of love, principle, or belief in someone's potential. They excuse disappointments because they value history. They forgive because they understand struggle. They continue showing up because they believe endurance proves depth of character. But over time, if a relationship remains one sided, something subtle happens. The loyal person starts absorbing all the cost while receiving less and less nourishment in return. They become the one always understanding, always sacrificing, always waiting, always repairing, always giving second chances. Meanwhile, the other person becomes increasingly comfortable receiving loyalty they have not earned. That imbalance is dangerous because human beings naturally adapt to what is consistently available. If someone learns that your presence is unconditional, regardless of how they treat you, your loyalty can stop inspiring gratitude and start enabling disregard. That is where loyalty becomes self destructive. Not because loyalty itself is wrong, but because it begins requiring the abandonment of self. You ignore intuition. You stop suppressing disappointment. You tolerate disrespect. You betray your own boundaries to preserve someone else's comfort. You convince yourself endurance is virtue, even when the relationship is draining your dignity, peace, confidence, or future. At that stage, the person is no longer protecting the relationship. They are protecting the idea of the relationship, often at their own expense. There's also an identity component to this. Some people become deeply attached to being loyal, the loyal one. Loyalty becomes part of their moral self image, leaving, confronting, or withdrawing feelings like betrayal, not only of one person, but of who they believe themselves to be. So they remain committed long after the relationship has stopped being life giving. But healthy loyalty is not blind, it does not require silence in the face of harm, it does not demand endless access without full responsibility.